Welcome to today's Vinyasa flow with some Sculpt and Pilates incorporated for a little extra heat. I'm Gigi and I'll be flowing with you today from beautiful Puerto Rico. When you're ready, please meet me at the top of your mat, standing, and join me in sweeping your hands up to the sky, taking a slight back bend to open your heart. Take a deep breath, interlocking your fingers, taking a side body stretch over to the right and then over to the left. Inhale as you move through center, and really take some time to shake out your body, shake your legs, your arms, your shoulders, wherever you might feel some stuck energy that needs to move through your body. And when you're ready, please meet me in a forward fold. Take a minute here, our first forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees, do a little bounces. Really feel into this. Take a halfway lift when you're ready and fold deeper. Another halfway lift and fold again. Bending your knees and really taking that deep stretch in your hamstrings. When you're ready, please float or step back and meet me in plank. Let's take a chaturanga halfway down to upward facing dog. From here, let's look back to your left, feeling a stretch, and look back to your right. Drop your knees and meet me in tabletop position. Here we're going to take our cat-cows. Make this a little unique to your own practice, feeling what you need here today. Flowing, arching your back as you inhale to cat pose. Around through your back and really start feeling opening in your hips. Maybe do some hip circles. Really flow here with what your body's telling you. Opening your body. You can make this as expressive as you want it to be or keep it as your traditional cat-cows. Keeping your breath in mind, flowing as we breathe, inhale and exhale. When you're ready, please lift your right leg and your left arm, and we're going to take it in for 2 and out for 2. Crunch in, squeezing your core, and out for 2. Inhale in, and exhale, reach, extend. Inhale, squeeze that core, and extend long through your leg and your arm, reaching. Now take your left arm and reach back for your leg. See if you can get a grasp there and kick your leg up to the sky, reaching high as you can. Come back to your leg lifted, and let's take your leg and your arm out to the sides. We're working on our balance here, trying to maintain that shape. Squeezing through our core as we put our hand back down to the ground. We're going to keep our right leg lifted, and we're going to do some taps to the ground. So as we breathe in and out, just extending that back leg up as we squeeze our buttocks. Squeezing here. Feeling the burn in our booties. Really building that heat this morning. Keep lifting high. And let's keep our leg lifted as we take some kicks into our butt and out. Let's keep this movement very modified to just the leg. We're keeping the rest of our body completely still as we move just the leg in and out, kicking. Keep your foot flexed as you kick out. And then we'll open our hip. We'll drop our left arm to the ground. So we're on our elbow, on our left elbow, as we open that right hip up and back, keeping the leg bent as we open our hip up and back to the normal, up and back to the. You'll feel this is a great hip opener. Let's do a few more of these. And when your hip is open, we're going to bring our knee to our right shoulder. And let's do a few of these kicks with our leg bent. Really isolating the movement here, feeling it in our glutes. Squeezing as we pull in and kicking out. Squeeze, pull in, and kick. Squeeze, pull in, and kick. Squeeze, pull in, and kick. Squeeze, and here we're going to keep the squeeze at our elbow, and we're going to do some kicks up. So meet your knees together and then kick up. Knees together and use your glutes to levitate your leg up. And together and up. Together and up. Your booty should be burning at this point. Maintaining that squeeze, you got this. Keep going. And from here, we're going to take some circles in one direction. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take them in the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then meet your legs back together. And from here, you might want to do a little booty punch, a little Pilates punch here to release the tension in your booty that you just created. And move your hips from side to side, and we'll take it to the other leg. From here, we'll extend our left leg behind us and our right arm out in front of us, finding length. And crunching our elbow to our knee. Crunch and extend. Crunch. Really squeezing the core when we crunch in. And extending long. Finding length. Crunch and extend. And from here, let's bring our arm behind us and find a grasp on your foot. Kicking to the sky. Finding length. Stretching through the heart center. This is a really good one to stretch that heart center. When you release, please don't snap, but rather have control. And we'll bring our left leg and our right arm out to the side. Really, really challenging our balance here. Taking it slow as you need to. Really don't feel pressured to keep up with my pace. Take it at whatever pace your body feels comfortable. And when you're ready, release your right arm to the ground. And we're going to take some kicks with that left leg as we squeeze our glutes. Kick high and tap the ground. Kick high and tap the mat behind us. Really remaining focusing on our breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. When our leg is high, let's do some kicks here. Keeping our leg to the sky and kicking in and releasing out. In, flexing out. In and flex out. In, flex out. In. Trying to find some meditativeness in this repetitive motion here. Focusing on our breath, breathing in and out. In and out as we take a few more. We're going to take our right elbow to the ground now. And we're going to square our hips and then open them up with a bent knee. Square and open that left hip. Square, open. This one feels really good as a hip opener. You want to take this a few more times. Honestly, as long as you need to, however you feel is necessary. This one feels really good on your body. Squaring the hips and opening them. Square and open. Focusing on your breath. You can do it. You're doing a great job so far. Let's take a few more here. And with your hips open, we're going to bring our knee to our elbow and crunch in, engaging the core here as we crunch in and kick out long. Crunch in, kick out long. Crunch in and kick out long. Crunch in, kick out long. Trying to isolate this movement as well, focusing on the core. Yes, you're doing great. Just a few more like this, and then we'll bring our hip down and release our knee up to the sky. Here we'll keep our hips squared and just bring our hip down and up. This one will feel very spicy in that left glute, but keep going, you've got this. Just one more like this, and then with your knee up at parallel to your hip, we're going to take hip circles in reverse first. And when you're ready, let's switch directions, going to the forward direction. Just a few more circles like this. We're almost done. I know you feel it burning in your glutes. And from here, let's take our Pilates punches on the booty. Get all of that tension out, and now we'll raise to our knees and take a camel pose to counter. I like to take them like this, so we will put our right hand on our right leg, and then we'll take some circles here. So we'll push our bodies down and our left arm above our heads, and then we'll switch it and put our left arm onto our left ankle, right arm overhead, right arm, right ankle, left arm overhead, and keep doing these switches. It feels very, very good in your heart opener, and a little back bend, of course, as well. These are a perfect way to get into our camel pose. Really going with what your body's feeling in this moment, not pushing too far, too hard, respecting your limits. Feeling that great stretch after you just did that burn on that booty. Just a few more like this. You can slow it down or speed it up, whatever resonates with you best. And when you're ready for a deeper expression, you're welcome to take both of your hands to both ankles and release your neck and head back. Feeling that opening in your spine, in your belly, reaching for the sky. Taking as long as you need here, releasing slowly, coming out of the pose. Releasing your head and neck last and taking a counter stretch. Coming into our child's pose. Feel free to take your knees wider if you need. And from here, let's come into our upward facing dog when you're ready. And take a moment to breathe as we push back into downward facing dog. Our first downward facing dog, so feel like you can bend your knees here, stretch your legs out. Oh, feel the opening in those legs, those hamstrings. It's gonna feel really good after we just did that glute work. When you're ready, let's raise our left leg to the sky and take some hip circles, 3 in one direction and 3 in the other. Really opening that hip, accentuating the movements here, so going as slowly as you need. Opening your hip up high to the sky and dropping into Wild Thing. Reaching our right arm far overhead, feeling that stretch, and meeting back in 3-legged dog with our right leg high to the sky. From here, let's raise our left leg, and we'll do some hip circles on this side as well. 3 in the forward direction, and 3 in reverse. Really feeling that stretch through your legs, breathing here, taking it deep and falling over into wild thing, reaching our heart up to the sky, meeting back in three-legged dog. As we plant our left leg back to the ground, we'll meet in downward dog and just take a breath here. Really feeling gratitude for the day as we meet at the top of the mat, either step or float to the top, taking a halfway lift and releasing to a forward fold, grabbing your ankles here, slowly rising, bringing our hands to the sky, meeting and releasing back for a little heart opener, folding forward. Taking a twist here in our forward fold with our left hand on our right foot, bending our left knee as we extend our opposite arm to the sky, taking it to the other side, right arm to left foot, left arm to the sky, and taking a forward fold, meaning back in plank position, upward facing dog, and pushing our hips back to downward facing dog. Hopping or stepping forward to the front of the mat, halfway lift, fold forward and rise to the sky, taking our hands to heart center, releasing forward for another sun A, halfway lift, stepping or hopping back into chaturanga, upward facing dog, and pushing through your hips back to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to meet in a malasana squat at the top of your mat, opening our hips, finding a wide-legged stance, feet are hips width apart, and from here we're going to take a little side bend stretch, left arm down, right arm to the sky, and switch right arm down, left arm to the sky, meeting our hands back at heart center, and pushing our hips up to the sky to take a wide-legged forward fold. We're going to inch our feet closer together and get ready for a crow pose here. If you're ready to take it, you can also stay in a forward fold if you aren't feeling it quite yet. Here we'll raise our feet towards our glutes and rest our knees on our elbows. Meet back in a chaturanga, upward facing dog, and pushing back to downward facing dog, flowing through. Nice job here with our first inversion. Let's reach our right leg to the sky, opening our hip and bringing our knee to our chest, to our left leg, to our right, to our left, to our right, to our left, building that fire in our core, squeezing the core and stepping through to a high lunge. Making sure we have a deep bend in our front knee and cactusing our arms back, opening our heart, leaning forward and cactusing back, leaning forward over our thigh and cactusing back, feeling a deep stretch and awakening in our core. Really engage your core here as you reach forward and cactus your arms back, maintaining your stability, dropping your left leg to the ground, your left knee to the ground, and taking a low lunge, bending over to your right side here, dropping your right arm to the ground and feeling a side body stretch in your left, raising our arms back to the sky and really pressing through to half splits here, releasing back, our foot comes off of the ground and pressing forward into low lunge. From here we'll take a couple like this. Feel free to put your hands on the ground if you need to, but here I will be guiding myself through using no hands, arms to the sky and then in half splits, reach forward, folding over your leg. And again, hands to the sky in low lunge, pressing through our hamstrings, pressing forward, and releasing to our half splits. Pressing forward a couple more times, feeling that deep stretch in your hamstrings. And here we'll plant our hands to the ground if they're not already, and we'll lift our right arm to the sky, taking a little side body stretch here, replanting our hands and inching our toe to the outside of our right hand to a lizard pose, really feeling a deep stretch in our hips here. You're welcome to come down onto your elbows here if you want to feel the stretch deeper, or you can reach behind with your right arm and grab your left foot and play here, pulling it in and releasing out, pulling deeper for a deeper stretch. If it's within your practice, then releasing back. And from here, if you're feeling your full splits, you're welcome to take it here, guiding your leg forward and pressing your hips down. It's okay if you cannot do the full expression here. Don't push your body too hard. You know your limits and you must respect your body. I like to keep my back toes planted so that my legs are staying engaged, and then we're going to swing our back leg to the front, meeting in a forward fold. First we'll extend our arms up to the sky and then fold forward, grabbing our toes here. This stretch feels really good after doing those hip openers. Just taking a minute here, rocking side to side, feeling so grateful for the body we have and the time we're giving to each other on this mat today. Coming up, and we will meet in a chaturanga, upward facing dog, and pushing back to downward facing dog. We're now going to take it on the other side after we hop forward, halfway lift, forward fold, and bring our arms to the sky, reaching back, folding forward, halfway lift, stepping or floating back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and pushing our hips back to downward dog. With just our left side to go, we'll raise our left leg to the sky, high, and from here we'll take our knee to our chest, and we'll take it to the left arm, to the right, to the left, to the right, squeezing our abs here, left, right, and stepping through to high crescent lunge, raising our arms up to the sky, and cactusing our arms here, feeling that stretch in the side, reaching forward and cactusing our arms back, forward, reaching over our left thigh and cactusing back. We'll do a few of these to build some heat in our core, as if we haven't already. Just a few more, focusing on our breath before releasing your right knee to the ground and taking your half splits here. Don't mind me losing my balance. We have to give ourselves grace. If you lose your balance, just come right back, finding your low lunge and pushing back to your half splits, reaching your arms behind you to airplane, and pushing forward into our low lunge, feeling that stretch through our hamstrings, making sure our knee does not go over our ankle, adjusting if necessary, and pushing back to half splits. Just a couple more like this. Airplane arms and half splits. And arms to the sky as we push forward into our low lunge. From here, we'll bring our arms back in half splits, and then we will plant our arms to the ground, reaching our left arm high to the sky, feeling a stretch, trying to keep our hips in line, squared here. And when we're ready, let's meet back in the low lunge, planting our hands on the ground and inching our left foot to the outside of our left hand to a lizard. I'm going to reach my arm behind me and grab my right foot, working with my leg and my hamstring, pulling it in towards my glute and out, just doing what feels right here. Releasing back and inching my leg back in between my arms, pressing into a full splits. Feeling this expression here, deep in my hips, in my hamstrings. This is a deep pose, so if you cannot do the full expression, do not be hard on yourself here. Do as much as you can, and your body is telling you that you are comfortable with doing today. No need to push yourself to limits that aren't accessible. Really respecting your body. And we'll bring our right leg over to the front of the mat and raise our arms high to the sky, bending over, reaching for our toes, and taking a forward fold here. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Feeling a sense of tranquility and gratitude for our bodies. Being able to take us on this journey today in this practice. When you're ready, please meet me in boat pose. You can either bend your legs here or extend them to the full expression. And we'll take some bends in our knees, tapping our toes one after another to the ground. Really engaging our core here. Just a few more. The heat is not over. Keep building that heat, bending one leg at a time. Left, right, left, right. And let's take a few low boat to high boat, low boat to high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. Feel free to bend your knees here. Hold, and let's take it all the way up to a forward fold now. Forward fold and raise up to the sky. Reaching our arms back for a nice back bend and dropping forward into a fold, halfway lift, hands to ankles, and hopping or stepping back to chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Taking a moment and reaching our right leg right to the sky, bringing it to our chest, and stepping through to a high crescent lunge, reaching our arms to the sky, maintaining that deep bend, and taking a twist here, bringing our right arm to the back of the mat and the left arm pointed forward. Here you can look towards your back arm and take it to reverse your back arm to your back leg and reaching back, feeling a nice stretch here. Maintaining your balance, squeezing through your legs, and turning into our warrior two pose, opening up our hips, looking over our front arm, reversing our warrior, feeling a deep stretch, and taking it to side angle with our right arm on our knee or dropping to the floor, and reaching our left arm above our heads up to the sky, feeling that deep expression, deep stretch, we're really getting into the side body today. Coming back to warrior two, taking it back, reversing your warrior, and taking it to side angle again. This time, let's extend our front leg and move into triangle pose, finding length and a slight bend in our right knee as we bring our right arm to the ground and left arm high to the sky. From here, we will come up, back into warrior two, and we'll take a bend to the back of the mat into our left leg, to our left skandasana, with our hands at heart center, feeling that deep stretch. You can come up onto your toe in this position or take a high skandasana, whatever is comfortable in your body. We'll move into a revolved skandasana on that side as well, dropping our left hips to the ground, maintaining alignment and extending, reaching towards the back of the mat. From here, let's move into our side plank. Here we can grab our toe if that feels accessible to us and take a one-legged side plank. You're more than welcome to rest your left leg on top of your right leg or come into a tree pose variation and hold for another breath before releasing back down into our twisted seated position with our left leg over our right knee and folding forward, feeling a deep stretch here. From here, we'll press through that grounded foot into our half splits. Feel free to use your hands to get up into this position if need be. And from here, we will press through our lifted right leg, squeezing our glutes, pushing it higher to the sky, and maybe finding a balance with our left arm grasping our left calf. Taking a lift here and squaring our hips into warrior two with our hands at heart center. Finding balance here and bringing our right leg up to our belly and grabbing our right leg behind us with our right arm. We're going into dancer's pose here, so take whichever expression of this pose that is welcome to you. This may be with your right hand on your right ankle and just experiencing it that way, or you might create a bind putting your right ankle in your elbow. We'll open up into our half moon here, releasing our right arm to the ground, left arm to the sky, and maybe taking sugar cane here, creating a bind with our right arm, hooking our left foot, and maybe taking a hop to handstand, meeting at the top of the mat in a forward fold position. Halfway lift, and let's raise our arms to the sky. Nice job, guys, with that flow. Reaching back down, halfway lift, hopping back to chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here before we move on to the other side, raising our left leg to the sky and bringing it to our chest, stepping through to high crescent lunge. Taking a twist here, bringing our left arm to the back and right arm forward, maintaining that bend over our front knee and ankle are aligned, And bringing our right arm back for a stretch, moving backwards, reversed. From here, we'll open up into our warrior two position with our front, and then we'll take it back to reverse warrior, left arm high, over. And from here, we can drop down to side angle, either resting your left elbow on our left knee or left hands planted on the ground for a deeper expression. Back to warrior two, and we'll reverse our warrior again. From here, we'll take a deeper expression of side angle, bringing our left hand to our left ankle, and coming back up to warrior two, reversing it again, straightening our front leg, and falling into triangle position. Bringing our left arm to the ground, right arm rising to the sky. From here, we'll bend back into warrior two, taking it reversed again. And taking Skandasana at the back of the mat, bending into our right leg. Flexing through our left toes, and taking a side bend here. Turning into revolved Skandasana, dipping our hips to the ground, feeling an alignment with your leg extending back, resting on the outer edge of your foot. And here we'll take our side plank again. Feel free to take any variation of side plank that you wish here. I've hooked my toe and my finger together to create a bind. You are more than welcome to take this expression of side plank. We'll take one more breath here before stepping forward with our top leg and coming into a forward fold variation with our right knee over our left. Taking a moment to pause and breathe. In and out, preparing to ground through that right foot and coming up into our standing splits, pressing through that grounded leg, creating a grasp between our right hand on our right leg, finding balance, extending to the sky, and dropping our hands to heart center and squaring our hips in warrior three. Taking a breath here, grounding through that right leg, making sure our hips are square. We will come up to standing with our knee to our chest and kick back with that left knee, either grabbing our toes to find a dancer. No worries if you fall out at any time, just come back into your pose with grace. In this dancer's pose, you can take an express variation where your left foot is in your left elbow crease, or you can take it with just your left hand. Coming back into our half moon, opening our hips and our left arm to the sky. We can take a sugar cane bind here, grabbing our left toes with our left hand and pushing through our leg and our arm. From here, we can hop into a handstand to the top of the mat, forward folds, halfway lift, and rising to standing. Nice job with that flow. You guys did so amazing. Take a moment here to stretch through your back, and fold forward again. Breathing in and out as we hop back to chaturanga, upward facing dog. Pushing our hips back to downward facing dog. Don't mind my little friends joining me in our practice today, but we'll drop our elbows to the ground, taking dolphin pose here, pressing back through our shoulders, really feeling that shoulder stretch here. Maybe walking our feet in closer or out a little bit, and we'll take some dolphin planks here. We'll come forward over our shoulders and lifting our hips up into dolphin. Coming forward and lifting, really lifting through your core here and pressing back through your shoulders. This is a great shoulder exercise and core exercise, so let's keep doing a few more of these. Pushing forward and back, forward and back, feeling it in your shoulders deeply. Just a few more here. Stopping in dolphin, feeling a deeper expression, maybe altering your position, walking your feet in a little closer, and we'll prepare for a pincha forearm stand. Here we can kick up, take a few kicks, and if you come out, have grace. Keep going, keep trying, and eventually you will get it with practice. It does take a lot of practice to get pincha, so have grace with yourself and really press through those shoulders. It takes so much shoulder strength. And when you're ready, meet me back in downward facing dog. I know your shoulders are feeling that fire after this. Let's come to a upward facing dog, and we can drop our legs to the ground as well. Just feeling a really nice opening stretch after this. Taking our arms forward and bending into one elbow and bending into the other. Really, really stretching out here. A deep stretch in our shoulders, which feels so good after taking those shoulder presses. From here, just take a moment to breathe and stretch through your shoulders, meeting me in a child's pose, starting to wind down practice, breathing deeply, coming back into our dolphin pose. We'll just take one last bit of heat, raising our right leg to the sky and down. Doing 5 of these on each leg. This is a tough one, trying to keep your hips square while you do this, pressing back through your shoulders as well. Maintain that pushing through your shoulders. Oh, you're doing so good. Our last little push. And you can try and take pincha one more time if you're feeling up for it. Really respecting yourself here, feeling very playful. And coming back to our child's pose. Resting here, finding a moment of peace. Before we take a little stretch, raising our left arm to the sky and reaching it under our right shoulder. Taking a stretch here, the twisted puppy pose variation. And we'll find that same stretch on the other arm, raising our right arm high to the sky and dropping it under our left shoulder. This twisted puppy pose feels really, really good on that spine. Taking a moment here, maybe finding your top arm, grabbing the other hip, finding a deeper stretch, and coming back. We'll meet here in a Shavasana, laying on our backs now, and take these last few minutes to wind down practice. Just having a deep sense of gratitude for coming and being on the mat today, taking this time for yourself to practice. I am so proud of you. Be proud of yourself today. You deserve this time for yourself, for peace, to be one. Not thinking about everything that you have to do today, but rather being here now. In this moment, take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, feeling your heartbeat, feeling so grateful for this vessel that you get to experience life in, through. You are such a beautiful being, inherently worthy. And with that, namaste. Thank you for your practice. I look forward to our next one.